As we meet together for the sixth of our studies in the Song of Songs, we reach chapter 3 verses 1 to 5. I'm reading once again from the New International Version, which says, "All night long on my bed I looked for the one my heart loves. I looked for him but did not find him. I will get up now and go about the city through its streets and squares. I will search for the one my heart loves. So I looked for him but did not find him. The watchmen found me as they made their rounds in the city. Have you seen the one my heart loves? Scarcely had I passed them when I found the one my heart loves. I held him and would not let him go, till I had brought him into my mother's house, to the room of the one who conceived me. Daughters of Jerusalem, I charge you by the gazelles and by the does of the field, do not arouse or awaken love, until it so desires." It's difficult to escape the conclusion that many students of this cycle of songs have made, that with chapter 3 verse 6 the wedding day of the young couple whose courtship has occupied us so far is finally reached. Indeed, it's no more than we might have expected. Their early, substantially physical attraction has deepened into something far deeper and greater. Their times together have led to a growing knowledge of and understanding of one another, and this has deepened their agonizing longings for sexual union. They've come to understand that the experience of consummation will be at its profoundest when it is enjoyed within the context of and the fulfillment of a lifelong commitment to one another. The restraint has been difficult for young people experiencing sexual longings that are relatively new to them. But lying behind this restraint is their shared sense that it'll be worth waiting for. So why do we have the present short song included in this collection and at this particular point? It has to be admitted that it's not easy to interpret, especially when taken in isolation. However, within the context of the collection as a whole, it seems appropriate to assume that it is intended to introduce the bride's feelings in the days leading up to the wedding. Indeed, it seems to best fit the night before the wedding. But if this is the context, what does she actually mean by what she says? Perhaps the first verse provides us with some help. As the wedding day approaches, the young woman is sleepless in her longings for her husband-to-be. The doubts and uncertainties that have previously occupied her are now in the past. Their mutual and unreserved commitment to one another is seen at the end of the previous song has given her all the reassurance she requires. So now there is only one thing missing to complete her joy: the young man sharing her bed. The verses that follow are doubtless intended to express those longings in a poetic way. So strong, uninhibited and assured are her feelings and desires that, if it were possible, she would be ready to risk the assumption of her being viewed as a lady of the night, if she were able to go to him and be with him. The reference to her bringing her spouse-to-be to her mother's bedroom may conceal a practice lost in the mists of antiquity. Perhaps it's best to assume that a young woman's first night with her husband was at her own home, in the bedroom her mother had vacated for the occasion. If this is so, the bride is saying that the next time she is with her boyfriend will be in the bridal chamber, and it will be the time for consummation of their love. In this context, the phrase "the one whom my heart loves" is significant. She wants to bed her lover, but not simply because she is sexually aroused by him, though that is desperately true, but because she loves him and wants sex with him and him alone, in a delighted fulfillment of that love. So she's gone way past our meaning of making love as simply describing the sex act. Her sexuality is on offer to her bride-to-be because she loves him and she knows he worships her. This leads naturally to verse 5. Not for the first time, she'd said something similar in chapter 2 verse 7. The young woman warns her friends that sexual desire is to be nurtured carefully, as something that can be easily damaged. Indeed, where the growth of love itself is not tenderly undertaken, she recognizes that it can be devastated when it goes pear-shaped. Once, of course, as in the earlier passage, the gazelles and does conceal the names of God. This appears here to have a double application. On the one hand, she is recognizing that her desires and the path that she and her fiancé have chosen rest under divine approval. She is suggesting that human sexuality is God-given, and her experience of arousal and longing for delighted consummation rests under his blessing. He is delighted with this young couple, and party to their enjoyment of their God-given sexuality, not least because they have followed their Maker's instructions for fulfilling sexual experience. But this is also a prayer for her friends. The path she and her fiancé have taken has been fraught with dangers and snares. However, she is now more certain than ever she has been before that it is the right path. If her friends veer from it, she's absolutely certain that they will not enjoy what she has and is about to enjoy. Indeed, it is likely to lead to disaster. The fact that this appeal occurs at such a solemn moment suggests that we should not pass it by too quickly. All this suggests that this song is best understood as intended to give us a glimpse of the bride-to-be on the night before her wedding. She's sleepless with excitement. No anxieties trouble her as to whether she has made the right choice of man. These have been resolved as the two have got to know one another better as friends and as lovers. She is as sure of him as he appears to be of her, and now is the right time to enjoy what they have longed for, because it can be enjoyed in an embrace which is utterly secure and where the dangers of betrayal are past. She can give herself to him unconditionally, fully, excitedly, intimately, because she is sure that their love is deep enough to be enduring, come what may. And so with her, we await the dawn of her wedding day.